Hunnigan that Donald Curry lost. How did you see that fight? Did you see a fatal flaw in Donald Curry?
Well, that's what a lot of people are asking, and that's why the shine is off his pelt, as they say out west. Whether there was just a fatal flaw, whether Hunnigan exposed something in Curry we hadn't seen before, that is, that he couldn't deal with a real aggressive, tough, pressure kind of fight, or whether it was just one of those nights when you lose a fight and that's all and you go on, because even the greatest fighters have lost fights. To his credit, in the last 10 months, Curry hasn't gone into hiding. He's fought 2 respectable junior middleweights coming out of the welterweight division, and now he's fighting the very best junior middleweight in the world. So that tells me something, that Curry wants to put the shine back on the pelt.
Well, what Donald Curry did do in that fight with Lloyd Hunnigan was that he set a lot of exclamations into a lot of questions, and the one that will be answered tonight is he still, pound for pound, the best? When you used to be called the best fighter pound for pound in boxing and lose that title, who could blame you for running? But Donald Curry isn't running. He's standing tall and facing his problems head on. Last September, Curry stepped into the ring as the undefeated, undisputed welterweight champion against Lloyd Hunnigan. It was in Atlantic City that the walls came tumbling down on the, quote, best fighter in boxing.
There was numbers of distractions that I was going through leading up to the fight. The weight problems, the manager problems, and the loss of one of my family members took its toll on me leading up to that fight. And all that, probably, it happened to me within a week of the fight.
It didn't help matters that Curry was badly headbutted by Hunnigan, causing a cut that led to a sudden end to the fight.
And new, undisputed welterweight champion of the world from London, England, Lloyd Hunnigan.
To regain his status in boxing, Donald Curry was forced to acknowledge the 3 main factors which led to his sudden decline. Problems with headbutts, weight problems, managerial problems. First, the headbutts. The butt that Hunnigan gave Curry was the first in a bizarre series. In Curry's next fight, former sparring partner Tony Montgomery gave Curry a few bumps himself. Apparently desperate after losing the first 4 rounds, Montgomery intentionally butted Curry and was disqualified. Furious, Curry retaliated after the fight. Next was former IBF welterweight champion Carlos Santos. After a fierce battle, he too butted Curry.
I guess Montgomery, even Santos, went back and seen the Hunnigan fight, and he viewed the Montgomery fight and seen that, you know, that Montgomery was doing that, and unconsciously, he didn't go in the ring planning to do that. He went in the ring planning to win when he didn't see that he was going to win, and he was taking the type of punishment that he did. He retaliated with the headbutts.
With his trainer Paul Reyes, Curry is now devising a new strategy which involves more head movement and less fighting flat-footed in the middle of the ring. Curry's second problem was his weight. Struggling to make the 147-pound limit against Hunnigan, Curry had to lose 11 pounds the week before the fight. He did, but lost precious energy. Also, Curry's weight difficulties could be tied to his butting problems. In moving up to 154 pounds to fight Montgomery and Santos, it's possible Curry lost some punching power, and instead of being knocked out, his opponents were able to resort to desperate measures.
I'll look to box now because as a junior middleweight, I'm hitting a bigger guy and I'm putting on extra pounds. So I can't do the same type of things that I did as a welterweight I can with the junior middleweight because I was hitting welterweights and they was falling, and I'm hitting junior middleweights and they are still there.
The third problem Curry has worked on is who will handle his affairs. Dave Gorman managed Donald his whole career, but after the Hunnigan fight, Curry, feeling restricted by Gorman's matchmaking, signed former top-ranked promoter Akbar Muhammad to become his business manager.
I didn't feel comfortable with the people that I had with me because we all had come up together. They didn't know that much about the professional game, and I felt like I could trust Akbar. It's more than just a business relationship. Me and Akbar are good friends.
My concerns is more so beyond what the normal manager does. I don't see myself being in boxing once Donald retires. So my sole interest is just Donald Curry.
Another managerial affair Muhammad is handling is Curry's pending lawsuit against Sugar Ray Leonard and his lawyer, Mike Traynor. Curry claims that in the time before he hired Muhammad, he talked to Leonard and Traynor about his future. They suggested Curry stay a welterweight temporarily and not set up fights with either Mike McCallum or Marvelous Marvin Hagler until Curry had cleared his obligations to promoter Bob Arum. When Sugar Ray announced his fight against Hagler only weeks later, Curry felt slighted. He now claims Leonard and Traynor purposely led him away from Hagler, leaving the door open for themselves.
Did you look very seriously at any other fight?
I thought about Donald Curry, but that was from a personal matter. But
I definitely have a score to settle with Ray also. That's why this fight is so important to me, because I definitely want to get to Ray, because for the things that he done to me, I definitely want to score to get revenge in the ring.
One of the things you don't expect to see in this sporting life is an athlete suing a broadcaster. But Donald Curry, a boy named Sue, is indeed suing a broadcaster named Ray Leonard. Well, you don't have to be a cynic to suggest that this is just a device to goad Ray Leonard into a big bucks battle down the line. It does present a bit of an awkward situation for us because, after all, Ray Leonard is supposed to offer objective, nonpartisan testimony to this fight tonight, and that's why Ray is with me. So first, Ray, let me ask you this. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about Donald Curry, even though in your heart of hearts you might like to pour castor oil into his water bottle?
well, I tell you, that's not my makeup. I'm a professional first, and I would be very objective with Donald Curry's performance tonight.
And secondly, do you think the ploy can work? Do you think that down the road, if he wins impressively tonight, if he becomes a dominant figure in the middleweight division, that you and he might settle your differences in the ring instead of in court?
Well, I tell you, to be realistic, I prefer to settle it in court. But again, if he should perform well tonight, it would be an immense pleasure to, and you fill in the blank spaces.
Okay, we'll fill in those, but I'm telling you, I'm going to keep tabs on you as well as on Curry tonight. All of this, of course, may be academic if he doesn't win the fight, and it's by no means a sure thing. The odds are only 7